They'll be using a variety of means and radio traffic, radio information messages coming from the officers, telling them what's going on. They'll be watching these images as well, and they'll be just trying to get sufficient resources together to go down and deal with this group. But having said that, this is one car on a side street. Great suspect the owner of the car. They're going to wait until they get sufficient resources to go down and deal with this group, because as soon as they enter that area, they will come under sustained attack.
Let's talk now to Dr. Finn Nesbitt, who lives in Hackney. Tell us what is going on where you are, Dr. Nesbitt.
The street I'm on, we've had some runs of police coming around the corner with some plastic and shields, and then about 4 or 5 runs of some youths towards them with bricks. That's literally going on just outside the house that I'm in at the moment. I'm looking from the first floor down on it. There's a lot of smoke. There's a few cars that have been smashed in, and there's one car that's been set on fire just around the corner. The helicopters, as you can hear, are quite loud, and it's all a bit scary, really. I had my camera kind of confiscated by a group of people. It was a bit stupid me being out there, but yeah, we just quite holed up, and we're looking down on it.
Your camera was confiscated by a group of the protesters, or the looters, or the people who were on the streets?
It was a group of some kind of protesters. Well, clearly they're not kind of protesters, are they? They're just some fringe elements who are interested in the potential for crime at this moment. But I was taking pictures, and one of them looked up at me. They were wearing hoods. There wasn't much of their face that was kind of visible, but they demanded that I throw my camera towards them.
And what about other members of the public? Are there many other members of the public on the streets, or has everyone retreated indoors where you are?
There were some members of the public who were still out on the streets, but a lot of people have gone inside. The people out on the streets seem to have no fear, essentially.
Can you give us an idea of the sort of numbers involved?
What's that, sorry?
Can you give us an idea of the sort of numbers involved?
The sort of numbers involved? Well, from what I can see, there's about... I clearly can't see all of it. But I think the core group, I mean, that I've seen is about maybe 40 kids. They're all under 25. They've got their faces partially obscured with hoods or with some cloth. And they're the ones who are getting up, right, who are really getting in amongst it and beginning to throw projectiles and to turn over bins and to set things alight. The rest of the people are really just kind of massing on the outside, just trying to see what's going on.
And you said you were frightened. Why are you scared? Do you fear for your life? Do you fear for your property?
I was initially scared because I had a brick thrown towards me when I was taking pictures, and then I was told that they'd kind of smash my flat in if I didn't give them my camera. So I chucked my camera towards them. So it's mainly fear of vandalism to property, I think. There doesn't seem to be any police around at the top of the area that I am at, on Clapton Square. I think they're largely down on kind of Mare Street and the narrow way, and they've pushed the group up towards here, but we haven't had a lot of police presence around this area yet. So, yeah, it's a bit unnerving around here.
Dr. Finn Nesbitt, a resident in Hackney, talking about his fear for his neighbourhood. Graham, how will the police prioritise their operation this evening? When they see these pictures, they'll decide that's a car in isolation burning on its own. We don't care about that. That's a building on fire. That could have people inside. Is that how it works?
Yeah, simplistically, it can be as easy as that. But I mean, everything's a priority with things on fire and vehicles. It's all property. But yeah, that's what it basically comes down to. Could there be people trapped in the building? We clearly know there's nobody in the car, and they've seen the pictures we have. So that's what it will come down to. But everything is a priority at some stage. They will get down to dealing with the incidents. I didn't catch where the gentleman said he was calling from, but they were
Hackney, where we saw that car on.
I don't know whereabouts
fire.
in Hackney though, because that's what they would need. Is actually where they need to send the officers to, and they're using all sorts of information and messages coming in as to where the incidents are happening. So road signs, landmarks, significant landmarks. They look at all the things from the cameras and then start deploying resources. They look at who is nearby, send the commander into the area, bronze commander, a public order train commander, and with some sufficient resources to deal with whatever's happening.
Split-second decisions, prioritising on the hoof.
Yeah, very much so. Very, very busy night with the whole of London coming into one control room. It does get very difficult. They have separate channels for separate parts of London, but there is still one silver.
We'll have more on this developing story, disturbances, violence across boroughs in London. We're back in a minute's time for more on this story.